How's it going, guys? Cameron here with Canadian Gamer, coming at you with another video. Bit of a serious topic, if you will. Today we're going to talk about something that has been running rampant in the gaming community. It's not necessarily anything new per se, but let me just sort of get this out of the way here. I knew this existed for quite a while, but I wasn't familiar with this new hipster term that's being used to describe it, and that term is FOMO, F-O-M-O, and that stands for fear of missing out. And when we say fear of missing out, we're referring to, as gamers in the community, and it could be any hobby, not just video games. We're going to focus on video games today. When you see that new product come out and it's got a release date, and the pre-order is up, and you feel like you're missing out if you don't jump on the pre-order or run out there and buy the latest and greatest thing. You feel like you're missing out. The anxiety is creeping in. You're getting tense. You're getting stressed out. Fear of the unknown. What if I don't pre-order this product? Is it going to be hard to get? Etc., etc., etc. Now, I'm not innocent by any means. We're going to go over a few examples, and then we'll open up the discussion. And at the end of the video, if you guys have something you want to add to the discussion, feel free to leave it in the comments below. So I have here, this is a very small list, one that I just quickly did up before hitting record on the old camcorder here. Some examples of when you may have experienced FOMO yourself. So we saw it as recently as a couple years ago when the PS5 and the Xbox Series X were announced. There was a lot of fear of missing out on that. Even to this day, you can't get a PS5. The Xbox Series X you can get, but the PS5 you still can't get sold out everywhere. Because why? As gamers and consumers, we feel like there's a fear of missing out. The Nintendo Switch, we had this problem when it first came out. You couldn't get one. And now they're everywhere. You can get them everywhere. The Steam Deck, we talked about that yesterday on the channel. There's a serious fear of missing out with regards to the Steam Deck as well. I know so many people that went out and bought that goddamn thing as soon as it was available. And now it's just sitting there like a paperweight collecting dust. It's not being used. It's not being played. There was just ridiculous anxiety involved with having to rush out and buy the latest and greatest gizmo when in actual fact it probably didn't need to be purchased at all, right? Cyberpunk 2077, I'm guilty of this. I didn't purchase it day one, but after, what was it, not even a week, I felt the FOMO creeping in on me, and I picked up a copy on the classifieds for a reduced price, but I couldn't wait. I could not wait to play Cyberpunk 2077, so I'm guilty of that one. More recently, we've got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga collection. All you neckbeards out there in the community that ran out and paid full retail for this collection, in some cases digitally. Some of you fools bought the game physically, digitally, and you bought it through limited run games. How many fucking copies do you need? Again, FOMO, fear of missing out. You bought it physical, but you couldn't wait for the goddamn thing to arrive because it takes a couple of days to ship, so you went out and bought it digitally to feed the addiction. So another one would be limited run games. We've seen many instances where limited run games announces a game, and there's a fear of missing out as far as collectors are concerned. You have to run up there and grab that pre-order. Analog Pocket, another example, fear of missing out. I'm guilty of that one. Sonic Frontiers is another one, a very mediocre game. Why pay full retail for it when you know the goddamn game's going to be in the bargain bin within the next couple of weeks? You run out and pay full retail for it because there's a fear of missing out. Red Dead Redemption 2 and Fallout 4, those are two games that I went and picked up on a midnight release at GameStop. Because why? There was a fear of missing out. So, yeah, it's not good. It's not good at all. We've all been guilty of it, some worse than others, And it's no different than a drug addiction, okay? You're basically chasing the dragon, and you're looking for that next big adrenaline rush, that big high, and you're feeling a withdrawal, and you have to go out there and purchase the latest and greatest, right? We're all guilty of it. So can it be stopped? If you're a retro gamer or a gamer in the community, is there a way to suppress these feelings you have towards having to always buy something on day one? Yeah, there is. Yeah, there's a couple of different things you can do. Number one, you can give your wallet to your wife and tell her to lock it up away from you so you can't access your credit card. The second thing is maybe your family could stage an intervention. Have a coming of Jesus moment where your family members get together and have a conversation with you to explain to you that the addiction is taking over. You could also seek out counseling. You could get counseling for video game addiction. I know it exists. I haven't experienced it myself, but I'm sure it does exist. And you could talk to somebody about your problem, because for some of us out there, you see it every fucking day. You see it on Twitter. People are constantly throwing up tweets, flexing. Look what I picked up. Look at my big purchase. You're putting out, we've talked about it before on the channel, pickup videos where you flash your big purchase. Again, I'm guilty of it. And it's just a big fucking show and tell. But more to the point, getting back to the point of conversation here, is there something you can do to not have to feel that need every time something is coming out to have to pick it up on day one? It is difficult. It is, because I get a lot of flack. A lot of you guys make fun of me for either buying games at the thrift store or the pawn shop, or waiting a couple of years for a game to be basically $10, $15, $20. But I've saved a lot of money doing that. A lot of you guys out there are getting burnt buying brand new all the time. The last game I purchased brand new, I think it was the Outer Worlds for the Xbox One. I paid full retail Canadian for that, $79.99. That was a tough pill to swallow. Man. But I don't know. I think a lot of it has to do with anxiety. I think a lot of you guys and gals out there probably deal with anxiety. And when it affects a hobby that's near and dear to your heart, like video games, it just amplifies it. And again, you see something like the Cowabunga collection, and you just can't resist the urge to pre-order or buy it 3 times over. That's not good. It's not good at all. And a lot of these companies are to blame as well, right? They do sort of hype up their products, or they'll release a game, especially if it's digitally and it's in different tiers, and it gets you all worked up, kind of like back in the day when you get the Sears catalog as a kid, and you flip through the catalog and you'd see things that piqued your interest, and you'd have a fear of missing out. Mom, can you get me that for Christmas? So this video was just sort of to plant the seed and talk about the fact that there is a serious issue in the video game community, the retro community, with regards to FOMO. And although I've experienced it myself, I wouldn't say this is a case of FOMO, because I waited over 2 years for this to go down in price and it didn't, so I pulled the trigger on it. But I do see, not to name names, I do see a lot of you guys out there that are always purchasing everything on day one, pissing away your hard-earned money, because you feel like you're going to miss out if you don't have the game on day one. Everyone else is going to be talking about it, playing it, posting YouTube videos, reviews on it, and you feel like you're missing out. That ain't fucking good, man. That's not healthy. You're staring down the barrel of an addiction. Absolutely. A lot of you guys are in denial. A lot of you guys out there in the community have a vicious video game addiction, and you're constantly chasing the dragon. It's no different than a vicious heroin addict that needs their next big hit. You're always looking for that next big score. When's this game coming out? When's that game coming out? When's the Callisto Protocol coming out? I need to pick that up day one. I need to have the gold edition that's $120 with all the DLC and the season's pass. It's not good, man. It's not good at all. It's fucking pathetic, to be honest with you. It's not good. And the same goes with the Steam Deck, too. You know, pay hundreds of dollars for that thing just to be able to say that you picked it up day one. Good fucking Lord. So I think as the years go by, maybe it'll take another decade or two. Eventually, you're going to start to see video game addiction counseling centers pop up all over the place. I'm gonna call it right now. I think it's probably going to be the next big thing. You know, it's going to be like a methadone clinic. Like, you're going to be able to show up and they're going to give you something to substitute your video game addiction. You know, maybe they'll play Yahtzee with you, or a card game, or something to sort of wane off the withdrawal syndromes of the video game addiction and having to purchase everything on day one. It's not a laughing matter. So, yeah, that's it. I just wanted to sort of talk about it. I don't have all the answers to the problems. I just sort of wanted to address the elephant in the room and open up the dialogue. If you guys have experienced FOMO, or you know a friend or a family member who's going through FOMO and you think it's a serious problem, hey, leave it in the comments below. Maybe we can have a discussion about it. I think it's worth talking about. Anyways, I hate to be the only person talking about this, but no one else wants to address it, so here we are. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Have a good afternoon. Take care.